right, I'm back, and right now I'm here with another one of my amazing colleagues, Xavier Palacio, our Senior Manager of the Intelligence Unit at Esomar.
Did I pronounce it right?
Welcome.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me over.
How are you feeling?
Pretty good, actually.
Yeah?
Yes, it's been a really nice congress so far. This morning we had the opening session, and
Yes.
it was actually really energetic, really interesting. So having a good time so far.
Yeah, we did have one of those here, and I can tell you, yes, energy.
Exactly.
Really, yes,
Yes.
quite energetic.
And you can tell like he really brought it to the audience as well. So yeah, it was good.
Definitely. But I want to talk about you, and I want to talk about the intelligence unit that we have. First of all, just so that we can give a little bit of a background to our audience that are sitting at home, what does the intelligence unit do?
All right. So the intelligence unit at Esomar, we basically have, we look into two directions.
Yeah.
One is outwards, one is inwards. On the outward direction, we try to serve, or we aim to serve the industry and our members through the publication of reports, other types of analysis, and we try to provide either clearance,
Yeah.
and to some of our members as well, a competitive advantage that they may use ahead of, say, the non-members, for example.
Yeah.
And the inwards look, on the other hand, we produce intelligence for internal use to guide the strategy of Esomar, to understand better our members through the membership survey, and these kinds of things. Yes.
Just like the GAPS team, we work very closely together.
Yes.
Yes.
And we hope to work even closer as well.
We will. We will. That is a promise of mine to you. But let's get down to business. We're here to talk about the data management study,
Yes.
right, which you're solely responsible for. So what is the data management study, and why now?
So, in one word, the Global Data Management Study is an initiative developed by Esomar to better understand all those types of new roles that have appeared with the advance of data and technology and such. So, for example, we have seen that there are many new types of professionals, such as data scientists or data architects, or etc. You name it. These people work in a very different way than historically the market researchers used to work. So, in any case, we still need for them to understand and to feel welcome within Esomar. So we need to understand what they do, how they work, who they are, where they are, and also what they need. So why now? Because this industry that started as something relatively, say, a bit random or a bit chaotic, perhaps, or not random. It has nothing of randomness there in the data, yes, no, but it has already grown to a certain size, and it is good to take that which used to be like a burst of companies' practices and understanding as well, and try to bring a little bit of order there as well.
Yeah. I want to talk about this alignment, because I assume that closer alignment will help the industry. So tell me, how is closer alignment with the tech-enabled sector going to actually help our industry right now?
Yes. So what is important to understand is that the tech-enabled sector is part of our industry. Our industry, as we define it at Esomar, has like three main realms. One is the established sector, the other one is the tech-enabled sector, and the third one is the reporting sector. And they represent kind of like business practices or areas or types of companies as well. So the tech-enabled sector has developed a whole new set of ways to work and to carry out business and to extract insights. So by bringing all these people and all these professionals into our, say, field helps protect the industry, because basically by asking them to abide by certain guidelines, by certain code, by a certain level of business practices and business standards, we are also protecting the industry at large. Right? You cannot have an industry that for 70% is working, and abiding by a code and certain code and guidelines, and then suddenly a full 30% is, beyond.
Yeah. If we look at the tech-enabled sector in size, what is the size, and is that even important if we look at that?
Exactly. So, to both, yes, because size-wise, it is a sector that has grown basically from close to nothing about no longer than 15 years ago, according to our data.
Yeah.
And last year, it is almost as large as the established sector itself, as we published actually in the Global Market Research Report of 2022 that we actually published right today.
Today.
Exactly. For at least it is available for all our members and for attendees to Congress. It will be made available to the larger audience a bit in a couple of weeks. So size-wise, it is very relevant.
Yeah.
And not only that, but we see that it is growing at a very fast pace.
Yeah.
So that importance is only going to accentuate.
Yeah. So let's talk about that growth real quick. What does this mean? Does this mean that's the end of the established sector with the fast growth of the tech-enabled sector?
So I guess that is the logical conclusion if you only look at the data. Say, I don't want to sound like this, but like superficially. If you have a sector that year on year grows at, very substantial levels, and we, as we present in the Global Market Research Report, in 2021 it grew at a full 25%, which is a staggering growth. Then the logical conclusion is that one is going to eclipse the other, even though the established sector grew at a good 15%, which is a great recovery, at least globally. However, we are looking at a set of companies and practices that they have their own particularities. So that while they may grow in size a little bit more or in the future, it does not mean the end of the established sector, because they are basically doing something that is just different. It doesn't need to disappear. Doesn't need to mean that clients are going to suddenly choose and only need a type of practice above the other.
Now I have a question here from the audience, and just a quick reminder: you can submit your questions via Hopin and also our social media channels. So I have a question that's going to challenge, I think. So what would you say to those CEOs who don't consider tech-enabled companies part of their competition?
Okay, all right. So I have heard that before as well. What happens oftentimes is that for some companies, like this heavily technological companies that are offering services which are quite different, well, yes, they are so different that they don't or they don't consider them as part of their direct competition. I do understand that concern, but what I would like to point is, or I would like to elevate that understanding a bit more and say, let's look at what is the source for the revenue of these companies. At the end of the day, the revenue for these companies are the budgets of the clients. So you cannot, you cannot say that you are struggling, for example, to attract the budgets of those clients and that your, say, turnover is being jeopardized, when at the same time the industry is growing by, say, 15%. There is something there. And what is happening is that those budgets are being redirected to a different set of companies. Now, if those companies are attracting those budgets, they are basically eating on your revenue. If that is not competition, you tell me what is. So it's a little bit this idea. I do understand they sound or they appear to be very different sets of companies. But they are competition in that sense, in that understanding.
Well, Sabir, I think you definitely challenged some of the original opinions today, and make sure that you download the GMR that came out today. Keep an eye out for this data management study because it promises to disrupt. Xavier, unfortunately, I have to say my goodbyes to you.
Yes.
It has been great having you here, very insightful.
A pleasure. Thank you for the privilege.
Of course, thank you very much for being here.